location of your emergency.
Breaking news out of North Idaho. Moscow police are investigating a homicide on King Road.
Is she breathing?
No.
So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that?
No, I don't remember what his eyes look like either.
Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves, but no weapon has been located at this time.
Arrested. That's 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger in custody today.
Mr. Kohberger allegedly stalked one of the victims. That's false.
We do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area. There are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants.
Everything is alleged. Hey guys. Hi. How's everyone doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Or afternoon. I wanted to do this earlier in the day, but that just didn't work out. And then I did have to push it back a few minutes because I was trying to get Don's UK snack video edited out before we got started. And I see that MDP is in the chat. He was so excited. He was so excited. And you know what his favorite one was? You know what his favorite one was? The cheddar and onion. He went right back to it. As soon as we were done, he didn't want to save Slade any. Because Slade wanted to try him. Obviously, he was going to be able to try, but he didn't want to be on camera. So Don went through, tried everything first, and then Slade came in afterwards and tried everything. He went straight to the onion cheese chips. That was his favorite one. He said they were like 1 million out of 10 or some shit like that. Yeah, the cheese and onion ones. They were his favorite. That's so funny. But I just finished the first phase of it, and then I have to do one final where I go in and put just different little overlays and stuff on it, and then I should be able to post it to his little channel today. I should be able to. Now his is a kids channel, so it doesn't have comments, and I don't think you can even. I don't think it pushes anything, which makes it safe because. He's been asking me forever for him to be able to do a channel, so I finally made it for him. Some of you guys saw his first little video he put on there. And so this will be his second one. We should be doing his third one soon because one of you guys sent him a PayPal and was like, hey, do this next thing. So we were going to do the Minion meal for the movie because we went to see the movie with Dad, but the Minion meal options were he was like, yeah, no, we're going to skip it. Don wanted nothing to do with it. He was like, no, we're going to wait for the next one. And I was like, okay, yeah, we'll wait for the next thing. So he should have a third one coming soon, but today I should be able to put his little video on there. So I'll post it in the community tab thingy for the members or whatever, whenever it's ready to go. So you guys can take a look at it. But he was super excited. He really likes them damn onion chips. He really liked those onion chips. Hey there, Avril. Thank you for being a member for so long. How you doing? Thank you so much for the gifted memberships, Maya D. We have 5 new members. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys. I did notice earlier in the chat, someone mentioned the fact that they got a notification that one of the 1112 King Road cameras were removed from the list. That is because if you guys have been seeing the last couple of videos, the last couple of lives, or even the last few community posts that I've been posting, I'm trying to get things separated because YouTube has issues with sending out notifications. So what I sort of want to make this channel for is actually the reaction part of things. When I see things and put things together, we talk about it here, not just for the Idaho case, but for the other cases that we talk about too. There's stuff going on in several different cases that it's not we, because it ain't got nothing to do with y'all's schedule. It's me, myself, needing to actually make time to actually go through these other cases as well. But it's difficult when I feel like we've got so much to do here. But I'm trying to get, that's what all the boards are for. So we're going to get to that eventually here. But what I am doing is moving everything that is a video, that is something that can be posted, no commentary, where it's just me reading through a document, not giving an opinion, not being a smart ass, not saying anything about anybody, just giving the straight up facts, just reading through something or anything like that hearing wise. I want to make sure that we have everything everything. I even went back last night and went and grabbed a whole bunch of stuff from his Pennsylvania attorney. So there's a bunch of that stuff going to be posted over there. It's going to be older stuff. It's going to be newer stuff. That link, let me show y'all what this one looks like. Because somebody did post that they thought that it was somebody else. They didn't realize that it was this channel. I was like, I know, just hold on. I'm trying to get everything together. Now they all have the same top up here. And depending on what channel you are on, there will be a white circle on this. So I have this channel right here where we will again do lives and discovery videos, things that we're putting together. Okay. Then we have this video where it's going to be just videos, just interviews, just clips from hearings, just the King Road videos. I'm moving them all over there one at a time. I was trying to get this 11/17/22 interview that this transcript is from over there earlier today, but I lost track of time doing stuff with Dawn's and didn't get it posted. So I'll get it posted at some point today. But this one is right here, and I will put the link to this one. Now, this other one says that it's a clip channel, and it is sort of like a clip channel, but it's not really a clip channel. What I also want to do with this one is I want to go through and I want to take my older videos, like my original video, the very first video that I ever posted on this channel, and I want to put it on this one and tell you guys to debunk it in the comments. We're going to sort of make it like a quiz type thing. I mean, why not? Let's just go ahead and be hypocrites and take a page out of CrimeCon's book, okay? Because it is very apparent that there are a lot of facts that some people have missed. There's a lot of things that we ourselves maybe have not been able to piece together all the way completely to be able to get the fact as complete as we want to. And I think that going back in through our old stuff, and if you go back to that 11/22/22 video, you can definitely see just how much things have changed, how much we were lied to. It's literally, oh, they were asleep. Everyone got home at 1:45. We don't know shit about anything, and everybody's targeted. And it's just like, it's so insane. And you two must know that I've gone in recently and grabbed it and have it ready to go on this channel, because I've had a lot of you guys suddenly, and me like getting notifications of comments on that video saying, oh my God, this older video just popped up in the algorithm. So I know YouTube must be seeing what I'm doing and trying to get ahead of me, I guess. I don't know what it's doing. But I'm going to be posting stuff like that over here. And that goes for other things as well. Different things that people have said, different clips of different things. There's a lot of information that we talk about in these lives. And these lives can go for hours. And people don't have the time to sit there for hours and try to pick through every little thing. So the way that I've been doing clips on the main channel, those same clips of very important pieces of information are not going to be posted here anymore. They're going to be posted to the clip channel so that they are in smaller segments and hopefully they reach more people. And it's just the factual information. Again, not really any commentary type stuff, because I need people, or we just as a community, the people that actually care about the integrity of this case and what's actually happening here, need people to pay attention. So I'm trying to figure out as many different ways in order to get people's attention to just the facts as possible without it always being me doing what I'm doing right now, which is talking a whole shit ton before getting to the subject. But that's what we do over here. That's what this reaction channel is for. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm trying to get these all separated out. So here, this one right here is this clip channel. Now, again, I do have my personal channel where we talk about aliens and whatnot on Sundays and all that other stuff. But you guys also know where to go find those links. That's not what this channel here is about. It's just letting you know, hey, this isn't the only thing I talk about. We do have some other things that we do discuss, and the alien stuff's been getting crazy. Did y'all see that weird alien wombat looking weird thing that shot something like out of its butt that we saw last Sunday? I don't know what the hell's going on. Weird stuff all over the place. Weird stuff literally everywhere. I don't even understand it anymore. Okay. This is what we're going to go through. Now, this is one that came out in the large live that we did less than a week ago. I don't know exactly what day it was, where there was a whole bunch of stuff unsealed. This is also the document where we saw the blue and white version of the text activity, where it shows that an answered situation happened with Ethan's phone. Okay, that's this document. I was under the impression because I didn't sit here and read through every little line, that this Blaker, Gooch, and Mortensen transcript was the exact same piece of transcript that we had previously gotten. And then when you go down, and you see that she's also having conversations with Aaron, which we know through our own research is a child psychologist, a child forensic interviewer that works with the FBI. I thought this was stuff that we already had. I was mistaken. This is not the same stuff that we've already had. There seems to be some different information in these documents. Now, I haven't seen the entirety, okay, but there is something extremely interesting that is said in here. And if you take the context around the statement, then there is no mistaking it for a typo or anything else either. It is what it is, and it just is what it is. So what we are actually going to do here, because this is something that we already do have full access to, I am going to play portions of this transcript from my old saved version of this that has the transcript available for me to pull up, because what I did here was I was able to find exactly where the wording of this starts, which is down here at about an hour in. As you see right here, it says, I don't even remember the third time after she's asked, do you know how far you opened the door? And if you go to this transcript page, it's the very first thing. Do you know how far you opened the door? I don't even remember the third time. So that being said, I wanted to also make sure that you guys know where you can find this information in the Google Share Drive. I'm seeing a lot of people not really quite sure where to find it, saying they have access to the Google Drive, but for some reason they're not able to actually find where the copy of the documents are. So here is a link right here to the Google Share Drive. Oh, what did I miss? Welcome, Dashin. Thank you for becoming a member. Skya, your local friend. Well, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Congratulations to our new members and to our new members that joined on their own. Thank you so much for joining. Let me go ahead and fix this where you guys can see this bigger. Okay, so if you go to the Idaho v. Kohberger Share Drive, if you go all the way down, well, depending on how you have it, if you have it alphabetical the other way, just look for the All Court Records on Case of Interest site folder, okay? Now, these came out before there was a plea, so you would go to the pre-guilty plea folder. Now, if you're trying to find it in here specifically, just go up here and type in Bushy. It should be this one right here that was added last on July the 9th. And here it is right here. It's the one with the blue information on it at the top. So we are going to read through the pieces that are redacted from the interview that we already have itself from this. But I'm going to share this tab with the transcript open so that you guys can see it. Okay, hold on. I'll put that in here 1 second. Let me grab it. This is my personal channel. I mean, it's not just like aliens. Like what I plan on doing is going live, and we've been doing pretty good so far. Going live every Sunday to go over the UFO disclosure files that were released by the Department of War. They're on like the 4th release. My buddy that's kind of like in the know about stuff said a 5th one's about to come out. So we're kind of just like going through all of that stuff. We did take a break, and instead of doing episode 3, we did a review of the Disclosure Summit that happened back in June. And so this last one that we did was episode 3. So we just decided this time to just go through some videos instead of reading old typed out files. I was just kind of like in a more relaxed mood. I was like, let's just find some videos and see what's going on. And there's like a scary ass wombat thing, bro. A scary ass wombat thing. That's the only way that I can explain it, is a scary ass wombat thing. I mean, I'm going to literally just show it to you. I'm going to show it to you real quick. Like I can't say that it's a scary ass wombat looking alien bat thing and not actually show you what the hell I'm talking about. So let me actually show you, because I took a clip of it and I posted it yesterday, and it's just scary. Okay. Like it's a scary little alien wombat looking thing. It's not a joke. You're about to see, I'm not kidding. Okay. Look at my face. Okay. Just look. Okay. Watch. Hold on. This is like not even a joke.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What is that?
Okay, hold on. Second video word in the Middle East
Moon or
watch
Mars.
it come, watch it fly by.
Those pictures you get.
What was that? Was it red in the middle? What the frick was that? What is that? What is that shape? What is that? Is that the Mothman? Look, watch my face. My face was blocking my face. Look at my face. That is the face I made the second I saw this big flying thing shoot across the screen. Okay, and then watch. It's like something comes out of its butt. Watch as it flies. Something either comes out of its butt or something tried to shoot at it. I don't know what is happening.
This is.
Let me see where it gets to where it's slower.
It is so. This
Look.
freaky as shit. Oh my God.
It is, and then it's like it's just freaky. I don't even know what to tell you. It's just scary.
Oh, it gets worse.
It does
Something
get
else
worse.
look right
And
here.
then something comes out of its butt. I don't know what to think.
And then there was like something else. Look right here.
These are the kinds of things that we are looking at over there on that channel on Sundays, just in case you want to know. So yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. It's been interesting. But I also like show you guys like when I take the kids out to go do stuff, because like I take them to different museums and stuff like that. We went to this like luncheon yacht thing one time when my dad was here. Like I show y'all guys like stuff like that, museums and stuff like that too. So it's not just that stuff. Plus I make sushi. Like it's just basically my channel. I don't really promote it like too much on here because it's just like me doing stuff, and this is about like these what we're doing here. But there it is. That's where we talk about that stuff. Well, thanks for the 20 accomplished day. Update. Yesterday, I paid the first half of Cole Berenberg, Riley Moreland, and Aidan McIntry's interviews. Then I resent the Yessie interview request and only included the evidence, and guess what? They found it. It was paid too. Oh, so they acted like they didn't even have the Yessie one. And see, the Yessie interview is so important because it has like that's the friend of Bethany's that's the friend of Bethany's, but also the friend of Dylan's, I guess, too. The one that said that Dylan told her at the party that she couldn't drink that night. That's Yessie, correct? So I remember thinking like, damn, of course they're not going to give that interview. That's crazy. I'm glad you were able to get it. Cole Berenberg. That's going to be freaking interesting. Yeah, she said she put is it like paid for or you put the deposits down? I'm guessing you put the deposits down because they're always on some bullshit. Yeah, the first half. Yeah, hell yeah. So like probably in like a month. It'll be like a good like 30 days. Hell yeah, that is crazy. So, okay, if you guys are in the chat, this is Accomplished Day. This is also the person that has that really crazy detailed timeline that a lot of people have been talking about. No, it's not released yet. So when you put the deposit down, that's them just like starting the process. They've given you like an estimate of how much it's going to cost. And then they take like a good like 30 days. I mean, this last one, we're still waiting on Jack Ducour's 11:15 interview, and it's been since May. So, I mean, who knows? And Connor was actually in chat like 2 nights ago, I think, and said that he talked to Amber the week before, and she told him there's like 30 plus things in front, so it could be longer. Plus, they're definitely like doing some insane shit now with this EWU lawsuit. Because, they tried to dismiss. Sarah actually posted the update documents to that. I think it was like yesterday. So we're going to take time to go over that stuff at some point this week, too. The EWU lawsuit, Moscow filed to have it dismissed, and their dismissal was denied. So the case is moving forward. Of course they try to get it to be dismissed. How absolutely ridiculous. Dismissed? Y'all suck. Face the music. Y'all suck. Absolutely suck. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, because he's got so much information, too. Yeah, y'all two together are going to be, like, insane. Thank you for becoming a member, Lav S52 Blue Haze. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, that's some wild stuff happening. There's so much information coming out. And so much to still be, like, filed for. That's the crazy part. That's the absolute crazy part. Yeah, so it should be, like, probably, like, 30 to 45 days And then we'll have those. That'll be freaking interesting. Yesies especially. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Really interesting. Move this back some. Okay. All right. So I am going to play a portion ahead of this so that we can get a little bit of context of before they actually put, like before they actually start the unsealed text of this. Because again, there's no reason for me to read it. If, oh, is Connor in here? Hey boy, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Wait, what? That's so odd. I just got Caleb Jacobson's interview today and I requested that after Jack D's first interview was released. I was told by Amber Tallman and Ducour was head of Jacobson. She's never told me nothing. I haven't gotten anything. No, she hasn't given me shit. But you know, they didn't even give me the Blakers Othram information. Like I paid the deposit, not the deposit. I paid the rest of it on the portal. And I thought like the next day, like normal, I was going to get something sent to me. And then nothing happened. So then I had to call up there. And that's when she told me that Amber had been out of office all week. And she acted like she didn't even want to help me. And I was like, well, can I just give you the request number so you can see if it's like ready to go? Because I paid for it 2 days ago. And it took her a minute, but she found it. And then she was like, let me get permission and make sure I can send these off. So that I'm thinking like, why did you have me pay the remaining amount if you need permission to send it to you? Like if to send it to me, like if you already had me pay the remaining portion of it, then why in the world are you needing to then get permission to see if you can release it? That doesn't make sense. So then I had to wait like another hour or so. I would try calling her again. Maybe I spent 45 minutes on the phone yesterday with her. Holy shit. See, I'm always just trying to like get off the phone. Like I call in there and ask a question and then I just like get off the phone. Yeah, I'm going to call as soon as we get off the live because if she told you that, then there's no reason why I haven't gotten an email to tell me that the 11/15/22 interview is done because I have nothing. Now, it was also done before they started using the portal. Like the request was sent in before they started using the portal. So maybe she's under the impression that it's supposed to have like notified me and I don't have a notification. See, I'm confused. I'm honestly really confused about EWU. And like I've made this clear in the lives because they haven't produced any like receipts that they paid for stuff. Like they're showing us the responses that they're getting, right? But they're not showing us anything that they've actually paid for. So some of the people in the chat, the first time that we were going through it, were like, I don't know if they have a case if they don't have a product. You know what I mean? Like if they don't have an example of the way that things were done that they actually physically paid for, then I don't know what kind of stance they have, unless their whole claim is that they don't want to like waste money because they know that this would have been the outcome anyway, and then the redactions would have had to have been redone, blah, 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 whatever. But I mean, I don't know. So far, I haven't seen them like give any actual receipts of payments of things. She was telling me almost every single set of initials in the ISP reports since we don't have any. What do you mean initials? Like of the people that they interviewed? Almost every single set of initials in the ISP reports. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have a list of things right here on this notebook that I planned on dealing with FOIA-wise today. So I guess I need to email Connor first before I send him to make sure that he's not, or both of them to make sure they're not filing the same things. I think when we are quoted a duplicate fee and can't recall where the info is, EWU is holding it, not putting it out. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Okay, good. Yeah, because damn, there's so many people. See, the problem is that, well, not the problem, but for me, it's a problem. The problem is that for our first Moscow Monday going through, let me do this for a second since we're talking about this for a minute. The first Moscow Monday, since we were going through the initial inventory report with MPD, it like hit me. It hit me. Holy shit, we haven't heard anything from after the arrest. We haven't heard anything. We haven't heard any of the WSU stuff. We haven't heard like anything on the Kohberger side or any interviews that were conducted with anyone after the arrest took place. We haven't heard anything. And there's so many that they listed. The problem is that I just don't know if they're going to actually release a lot of that, if anything, because now it's after the arrest and now we're in court. And so I don't know if they would consider it like a work product situation and not release it or what's going to happen with that. But it really did hit me like, holy shit, we've literally heard like 10%. We've heard and seen like 10%. That's one of the, okay, so that's one of the guys that him and Peter thought were weird. Yeah, that's true. We were talking about that the other day. Oh, yeah, you sent me some pictures of him. We talked about him in the live the other day. You right. Oh, man, it's going to get busy. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with this so that we can see what this chickadee is talking about because she a bit wild. You know, she a bit crazy. But I am going to go ahead and leave me tiny like this at the top, because I want you to be able to see the transcript. Now, I know there's a little bit of the chat at the bottom, but it's not covering up the top, and it's going to stay like towards the top of this. So again, this is starting right here. Now, it says 5 minutes and 4 seconds, which is not accurate, because as you can see, it's actually 1 hour or 2 minutes into the interview. This is a longer interview. So I gave you this link. If you want to pull this up, I am going to share this screen, but we're going to start it from the first time that she mentions opening the door the third time, because we need context. This is only like 4 minutes ahead of when the transcript actually starts. So I'm going to start it here. I'm going to leave the transcript up. I'm going to be looking at the other page so that I can follow along for redactions and things and stop it and fill in the gaps. So let's go ahead and play this.
I opened the door again, and is
that the third time?
Yes, this is the third time. And I don't know how I knew it was someone, because from my mind, it's like I was almost wearing these like blurry glasses. Like it's so fuzzy and cloudy, but it was like a figure of someone wearing all black. And it was like they had the ski mask that was covering their forehead and their chin and mouth. But I could see that all I remember was seeing their eyebrows. And I don't remember what their eyes looked like, but I remember their eyebrows. I don't remember the color of the eyebrows were. I just remember like bushy eyebrows. That's all I could think about. And he was holding this item. I kept calling it a mini vacuum, which makes absolutely no sense. Why would he?
Welcome, Diane. Thank you for joining.
And you think he was a male?
Yes, because of the voice I heard. I don't think it was female at all. And from what I remember, he was like, from looking at him, was like the figure of what I saw was about my height, maybe a few inches taller. That's how I knew. And when I got interviewed the first, second time, they're like, what was his shape? And I remember saying, like, from that moment of seeing him, I think he was like he wasn't like muscular, but he wasn't like super skinny. So it was like it was like skinny toned, like that basketball kind of type, like the skinny but toned.
How tall?
I think around my height, maybe a few inches taller.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10", so I think it could have been around 5'10" to 6 foot, somewhere around there.
Where is he at in the house when you first encounter him?
So my room, so it's like, say it's right.
I'm pretty positive, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I know that whenever you emailed me, it was your actual name, but I'm pretty sure Hanky Panky Mom is the one that tried to get Quinn Kelly's interview information and was told it was FBI property. I'm pretty positive that's you. I don't want to ever like just say y'all's names that y'all email me with, so I sometimes get it confused, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this is her.
It's right here. There's this little wall right here that's like this. So this side, kitchen, other side's living room. I think he was walking past my door and like saw me. I mean, he had to, if it is like.
As far as I'm understanding, I don't know what all of this right here is about, but I know that we talked about a while back that Stacey Chapin was dishonest at CrimeCon. There's a part of an interview where she's talking about how they got there and got to the hotel and that she couldn't sleep, and so she started walking and she took a walk, but it was like in the morning-ish time. And she tried to say that she walked all the way from the hotel to the 1122 King Road house and that Ethan's body was still in there. And we know that that's not true because the body cams that we have had released show when Ethan and Xana were removed because they were the first set of bodies removed from the house. And we haven't seen the body cam when Kaylee and Maddie are taken out yet. That's something that's on the list to be requested. I don't know if they've requested it yet. If not, then I have no problem requesting that because I'd like to get the rest of it. There's like two hour and a half, 2 hours, I think, like in between one section. And then there's like another part that goes after the part 2 that's on Connor's page. And I know I tried to get Jay Waters, who's one of the people that escorted the bodies to the funeral home, and they just said straight up, like, no, they won't even redact parts of it and release anything. They're just like straight up, no, we're not releasing it for unwarranted invasion of personal privacy, I believe was the reason. But it's like the funeral home director, like everyone knows that person's name. All you have to do is look up the name of the funeral home. Like, it's not a secret. So I don't really know what that was all about. I don't really know what that's all about, but for sure she's not. And I know that she had to have known that his body wasn't just like sitting in that house all that time later. Like, I'm pretty sure it was like, what, like 9 p.m. between like 8 and 9 p.m. I believe that Ethan and Xana were actually removed. That's the footage where Kathy Mabbitt asks if somebody wants to keep her booties as souvenirs. That's that disgusting ass footage. If you're not sure which one I'm talking about. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's like, if I did see this, if it's all is real and it's not like imagination dream, like if it is real, let's just like say that it is for somehow. He had to have heard me call for Kaylee and Xana when I heard Kaylee crying in the bathroom, from what I think I heard.
How many feet away is he from you?
I would say about 3 feet from what I remembered. Again, that could be off because I was obviously probably still a little bit drunk. I just woke up.
Obviously.
I don't remember fully.
Obviously, she's still drunk.
But I remember, like, what I think I remember was like this item, and it was like what I explained was like it looked like this like cylinder little thing that was skinny like this, like about this long, and then it went like a triangle almost at the end. And I remember one of the cops saying like a bow or something. I can't remember something about that, and it was like the bow and arrow kind of stuff.
Where was it at when he was holding it? Where was?
I don't know. It was. I think it was lower, or it could have been higher. But like.
But it's in his hands.
Yeah, but when I remembered it, it was like when I saw him, I thought firefighter. Like, because what said firecrackers, I was like, okay, firefighter. Like maybe he's like holding it to take out the fire. But when I thought about this, fire didn't even like occur to me like it's a bad thing. Like I never thought, oh, fire, we have to get out. That didn't occur to me at all. I just thought firefighter, like he's gonna help us. And it wasn't like oh, there's an intruder, like this is bad. Like it didn't ever occur to me. And I don't know why. And I know he looked at me because I could see his eyebrows. I think I just saw one eyebrow. I don't know.
Now remember, for those who don't know, who might be hearing this for the first time, on 11/13, just 4 days prior to this, when she is sitting in the Moscow Police Department speaking to Detective Mowry, before her attorney or her parents have gotten to her, she is asked very specifically, which is odd enough in itself, by Detective Mowry if she saw the person's eyebrows, not eyes. He specifically asks about eyebrows. And her instant, very first on record answer is no, I don't remember what his eyes looked like either. Very important.
Why or how? But I just remember him like, what I think I saw was he was walking out and he saw me, but just kept walking. Like he didn't stop. He didn't like say anything to me. And I just remember saying, no. And I slammed the door and locked it. And that was like all I remember. And I don't know if he actually went out the back door. That's what I think happened.
Now remember that too, because somehow it got twisted around to where now the majority of the people believe that she is also like that she has seen the person walk out the back sliding glass door and they locked eyes. But in the first interviews on the 13th and right now, she's just saying That's what she thinks happened because that's the direction the person was apparently going in when she's claiming to have seen them. She's never once in the original section of information said that she looked at the person as they were walking out the backslider. It was always assumed based on direction and nothing more. Nothing more. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships, Teresa. Therese, thank you so much. Congratulations to all of the new members. Congrats to those who got those. That's very sweet. Thank you.
That's that sliding door. I don't know for sure. That's just what I think I saw in my mind. I'll text.
What did you do? So maybe there's something on your phone that you did
Chinese, yeah.
afterwards in relation to what you saw.
I'm looking at text between me and real quick.
I'll go back and take a look at that and see. I'll go back and take a look.
Did he not say anything to you?
From what I remember, nothing at all.
Okay. So, as you can see, we're getting to the part where the transcript's going to start. So I'm going to continue to play it. And when there's a redaction, a mute, a pause, I'll fill in the gaps.
Do you know how far you opened the door?
I don't even remember the third time. I don't know if you could see my whole body. I don't know if you could just see my head. I don't remember at all. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the text between me and I think it will help.
Bethany.
Okay, so at 4:22, I said no one's answering. I'm really confused. She goes, "Yeah, dude, what the fuck?" Xana was wearing all black. I don't remember how all black came up, and I think I might have called her and said there's someone wearing. I don't know. Then at 5:23, I said I'm freaking out. It was like a ski mask almost.
5:23.
4:23. Sorry, the time change.
Now remember, when the situation took place, it was taking place in Moscow. When they are doing this interview, it is taking place in Boise, and they have a different time zone, which is an hour off. So when she says something that sounds wrong by an hour, it is simply because her phone is currently, as she is looking at it during this interview, in Boise. But the times are an hour different, or I guess an hour behind, because the timeline that they're trying to get together is the Moscow time. I wish they would have just made sure everyone was in Moscow during all these interviews, because the time zone issue has been just that. It's been quite an issue.
And she was like, "Shut the fuck up." Like, actually. And I said, like, he had something over his head and mouth. I'm not kidding. I'm so freaked out. And you can tell I'm obviously freaked out and drunk because, like, the spelling is off. Like, I spelled something with a B.
And I love how she's constantly having to remind them every 10 and a half seconds that she had to obviously be drunk, when we know that that's not the case. The fact that it's coming out of her mouth so much, you shouldn't have to keep saying that over and over again if it's true. You want them to believe that because you need them to believe that. And that's really ridiculous.
E and an F. And when I said and, I just put ND. And I spelled wrong. I spelled I wrong. And then I said, "My phone is going to die, fuck." And then she said, "Come to my room, run down here." That was at 4:23. I said, "I'm scared," with no A, a capital R. I'm gonna guess you guys have these texts. It's on text message. And she says,
"Feel safe to leave your room?"
I don't know, but I did. I don't know why I did. Like, it just didn't occur to me that anything was wrong. But obviously, yeah, I was.
Bethany's downstairs.
Downstairs, so one floor down. She goes at 4:25. She goes, "Yeah, I know, but it's better than being alone." So I opened the door for a second, and I just sprinted. And I don't know why. I feel like it was stupid of me to open the door. Like, I don't know why I did that, but I didn't see anyone. I mean, I was scared, but it wasn't like anything was wrong. I was just like freaked out that someone was.
I was scared, but it's not like anything was wrong. I'm sorry. I don't know. We've listened to this 1.5 million times. Okay. And I've listened to it off of here with you guys, and I still just get flabbergasted every time.
Was in the house, but it wasn't like, oh, this is bad. Like, you know, like, I just didn't think about that. And I literally told her, I don't know if this is real or not. Like, I don't know if my mind's playing with me. I don't know if this is like a dream of some sort. So from what I remember is this is now the 4th time opening the door. I go outside, I sprint as I think I sprinted again. It could have been just like running, and I think I'm sprinting. I don't know.
So weird, bro.
I see Xana in a room, and she's like on the floor, and I'm like, okay, she's just like drunk and passed out like that. Maybe she just drank way too much tonight. She'll be fine in the morning. Like, she's with Ethan, from what I thought. I didn't see Ethan. I just saw the door open. From what I remember.
Now, remember, in another portion of the interview, this is completely different, because she says that the reason why she was yelling Xana's name from her room before she walks out of the room to then go towards Bethany's room is because the noises that she was hearing coming from Xana's room direction, she knew that Xana needed to be woken up and be made aware of what was happening. But nothing was wrong, right? Nothing was wrong.
I think this is what happened. I remember her just on the floor, and I don't think she had any pants on except for underwear. And I was like, oh, like that was normal for her to like just wear underwear around the house because we were all so comfortable with each other. Like, that was not weird at all. So I thought nothing of it. I was just like, okay, it's fine. And I was almost too scared to go look into her room because I was like,
almost too scared to go look in her room means you were almost too scared, but you weren't because you were almost too scared.
I don't know if there's a guy here or not. I don't know if someone's here or not. Like, I have no clue. I don't know if like my mind's freaking out or not. All I knew was that I was awake. She had been calling me. I needed to go down to her because we could be together.
But you saw Xana on your way by.
Yeah. So when you go, from my room to get to the room, you have to go past the
Bethany's room.
To pass the living room, you look like, so here's my room. I'm coming out this way. I walk down into the living room. I look to my left. That is where Xana's room is. Like down this little hallway.
Was lights on or anything?
There were lights on. I think so. I don't know for sure again, but I think so because I was able to see her.
In her room, the lights are on?
Yeah, and I don't know if the bathroom lights are on. I can't remember. I think they were, but again, I don't know. Like, everything's kind of wish-washy. I can't remember.
Is Xana saying anything?
No, I thought she was just passed out on the floor. Like, I thought she was just taking a nap. Like, it happens. Like, you get too drunk, you just like the floor feels fun. Like, sometimes when we're all kind of drunk, we're just like, okay, I just want to fall asleep on the floor. Like, it just feels fine, you know?
At no point after you encountered the man, did you think that there's something about Xana that isn't normal? You never thought that?
Yeah, I never thought anything was wrong. Like, I thought she had just like fallen asleep. I never thought she drank, like she was unconscious. I didn't even think that at all. I didn't think anything was wrong at all. So then I stopped for a second, look at her, like, okay, she's fine. Like, she's just asleep. Like,
is her bedroom light on?
I think so. Again, I don't know for sure. Everything's.
How far is Xana from you when you first see her? What's the distance?
I guess if like I'm right here, it's like behind that window from where I am. Like, it's pretty long hallway, I would say.
Is her bedroom at the end of the hallway?
Yes, at the very end of the hallway, and like I couldn't see much. I guess like I could just see her. I could see the top of her head because obviously her head is a lot higher than everything else, and I could see her legs a little bit, and that was it. I didn't see anything else. I didn't see anything wrong.
So this says I could see the top of her head because obviously her head is a lot higher than everything else, and I could see her legs a little bit in the transcript. When it comes to the transcript here, it says I could see the top of her head because obviously her head is a lot higher than everything else, and I could see her lips a little bit, and that was it. So it could go either way. But we also know that her head, Xana's head, was facing a direction in which if Dylan would have walked down to closer to the door, she could have seen her lips too. She's talking about her head and that her head is up higher. I'm going to show you something, okay? Now, this is the picture. Hear me out, because it's not going to show what I'm about to say. This is the picture of Xana that was in the 120/26 drop. But she is completely blurred out, and all I have done is outlined where she was, okay? You cannot see her whole body, but what you can see is the direction in which she was actually laying. So right here is her head, and if you know the area, this room, You know that there's a closet right next to the door that leads out of Xana's room. All right. This is her arm, which would be her right arm, slightly folded at the elbow over her body. You can tell by the way that her body is up just a tiny bit that she's sort of leaned over, but still mostly on her back. And we know that by, sad to say, but it's the truth, her butt impressions that were left because she was wearing a thong. So it was her bare skin on the floor, and you can see the impressions of her her butt on the floor in the blood. Her head is slightly turned towards the closet. So as she's laying here, her head is sort of like this. It's not facing the window. It's not facing up. It's facing down into an angle, like her eyes, her face would be towards the closet, which is right next to what? Right next to the opening of the door. So if Dylan actually did go down the hallway and even get a little bit close, or if the lights were on or anything else, she might have actually been able to see her lips. She might be saying legs. She might be saying lips. We're getting two different things here. I'm just showing you the possibilities because this is exactly the way that Xana's body was on the floor. And it matters because her face was towards a direction in which Dylan could have seen that part of her face, but also could have seen her bare naked legs, which is, again, a bigger question to me because how in the actual world did you actually not see her and her blood-covered self? How did you not see the blood all over this poor girl? If she's sitting there in a gray sweater that is now covered in blood, and in this photo, the unredacted photo, you can see the two huge gashes in the sweater itself where you can see where 2 stab wounds were. And you can see the direction her head is going. You can see blood streaks on the side of her face. You can see everything, which is why I am not showing it because I already made a promise that I wouldn't. But you can see the direction that she was laying. You can see the direction that she was facing. Yeah, soaked in blood. Not just that, but bare naked legs. And you know damn well that they were soaked in blood. You know damn well she was soaked in blood. And legs are the most pale part of the body. I mean, even if she wore shorts out all the time, still, you got your entire skin, peach-colored legs covered in, red stuff all over the place. Like, there's no way. Yeah, it's just no way. There's just no way. But that's why I wanted to show the direction that she had been laying without showing the body. Because if you've seen the photos, then I don't need to show you all that. You've already seen it. But just as an example. So it could have been legs. It could have been lips. Possible. Both are possible. Both of them are possible. And like I said in the live the other day, I hadn't gone through the document. I hadn't read it. I had just gone in passing, heard somebody else talk about it for all of 5 seconds and saw that on the document and ran and found it on the page myself and was like, holy shit, that's new. I don't remember seeing that. So now we've seen it and now we've heard it. And now we're going to continue on with the rest of this information. So let's go ahead and keep playing from
everything else. And I could see her legs a little bit. And that was it. I didn't see anything else. I didn't see anything wrong. Like, it just looked like everyone, like, yeah, she was drunk, probably messed it up a little bit. It didn't look, from what I think I saw, it didn't look super messy at all. Like, it just looked like there was a few clothes. You know, that's normal for all college girls.
A few clothes. So but the floor was soaked in blood.
Would you have been able to see her if the lights were out?
Probably not.
So some light had to have been on.
I think so. That's what I'm thinking.
Do you guys have night lights in your house?
I don't. I don't. I mean, we have this. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that because we have like little twinkle lights that go around, like
decorative.
Yeah, so I guess that could have been it. Maybe there was just decorative lights, and that's how I saw Xana. I don't know. And we have this little Scentsy thing. I don't know if it's on. We're pretty good at.
Now, I will say, if memory serves, when Noons is walking down the hallway, it looks like the bathroom light is off, but that doesn't mean that it was off at the time that everything she's talking about was taking place.
Turning it on and off, so it's not like going on through all night, but it does have a light. I don't know if that was on.
Where's the Scentsy light on normally? Where is it located? I'm sorry.
So from my room, you first walk into the living room. There's let's say this is the door to the living room. Right to your left is this bar cart with like some alcohol and like some decorative stuff. right to your right, there's this little table that has drawers, and that's where the little Scentsy thing is. And then the couch.
didn't realize that was
being able to see Xana with that light from the living room. All
I
the way
don't
down
think
the
so.
hallway?
I don't think
This
so.
is important because
Yeah, like the whole messy at all thing is also crazy because what color is all of Xana's furniture? Stark ass white. How do you not see? How do you not see? That's not messy. That's stained in blood. How do you not see that? Thanks for the 2, Lori. Why is JD's parents' name such a secret? Jax? I don't know. I know that in one of the more recent unsealed documents, we got his dad's name. I mean, there's channels that know his parents' name. I just never really thought to even bother with it. I didn't even know until the more recent document that his dad's name was Scott. I didn't even know. I just never thought to look. I was more worried about Jack and that whole thing because that whole thing is wild how the Goncalveses have taken up for that situation from the beginning and lied about a lot of things. And I mean, it could be, nothing, but there's a lot of disrespect going on there when it comes to what Kaylee actually wanted with life and what she was doing with life and the way they keep trying to drag on a relationship that didn't exist. Again, she was literally trying to get back with that Mason Barstow guy 12 hours before she passed away. The Corner Club video shows, and the police have already came out and told us that they only talked to Jack for a few minutes, that they stayed on completely opposite sides of the bar the entire night. And honestly, I mean, how much do you want to bet Jack only went to that damn Corner Club because he wanted to keep his eyes on her? He literally left right after they left to the point to where they got home 1 minute behind each other. Literally. Eric Gower's car goes to leave. Here comes Peyton Rossi with Jack Decor, literally a minute apart. I know a psycho ex-boyfriend, stalker ex-boyfriend, obsessed ex-boyfriend when I see one. That's why I've always been suspicious of anything that he might be involved in with this because of what happened with Kaylee was so severe. No one else would really have rage like that besides him. And again, the way that he asked if that 17-minute phone call was recorded, if there was audio, obviously he was worried because he must have remembered saying something real effed up. I wonder if he threatened her or said some crazy shit. But then again, I don't know. The Goncalveses have told this story and that we don't even know if it's true. Do you guys remember the story about in the very, very beginning when they tried to say that Kaylee went out on a date with some other guy and he called her a B and told her to make him a quesadilla or some crazy shit? And she apparently told her parents that Jack had never called her a B or called her anything like that. And Steve's like, yeah, I've called Christy some names, blah, 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 blah. And now, we don't even know if that story is true because of how much they've just come out and said some crazy shit, like calling Eric Gower a family member. So you can't bring up Jack Decor and not expect me to go off on a Goncalves rant because I could go on and on. The shit's just so weird. It's just so freaking weird.
in our world, for an offender to leave lights on a house, you increase the risk of identification. They would rather the lights not be on. So it's important that we get this straight.
I mean, I think Xana's lights were on.
There's no way you could have seen her otherwise, though, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to plant a seed.
Yeah, I know.
But think about where you're at when you see her. If all the lights are off, you wouldn't have been able to see her normally?
Well, I mean, we have so many twinkle lights, so I might be able to. I have no clue. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't remember.
No, that's again. I'm not suggesting you should tell me something you do not know.
Yeah, I don't know if her lights were on or not. I have no clue at all.
But you could see her.
I could see her. I know that I could see her.
And which way is she facing? Which way is her head facing?
So, let's say, that couch is the back of her wall. That's where her head is, and her legs are towards, forward towards me.
And then what is she wearing?
I don't know what
that is what we're going to be going over tomorrow night. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and I wanted to do this last Wednesday, but I didn't. So we're starting it this Wednesday with a way back Wednesday thing. I don't know if it's going to be every Wednesday or every other Wednesday, but for sure on Wednesdays, we're going to go back and do live reviews of old interviews and shit like that. And that's number one. That's tomorrow. That is tomorrow.
What a shirt is. I can just see her wearing underwear, and that was normal. She was really comfortable with us. She would wear just underwear around the house, and that was fine.
Did you call out her name?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think I did. I thought she was maybe just asleep, so I don't want to wake her up. And then I like ran down to bed.
No, notice again, she just asked her to describe which way her head was facing. I want to replay that again.
Yeah, I don't know if her lights were on or not. I have no clue at all.
But you could see her.
I could see her. I know that I could see her.
And which way is she facing? Which way is her head facing?
So, like, let's say, like, that couch is the back of her wall. That's where her head is, and her legs are towards, like, forward towards me.
And then what is she wearing?
Yeah, so still, it could have easily, it still could have gone either way. It could be lips, it could be legs. It could be both. It could be either one at this point. The context clues are both. But the fact that she's asking which way her head was facing is interesting because I think she's trying to get clarification from her directly about what she saw, which is the point of the interview. But we also know already that Dylan's full of shit. You can't say that you were yelling her name before you left your room to wake her up because you needed her to be awake and aware of the situation because of what you were hearing going on. But then when you see her lying on the floor after saying that you saw some stranger walk towards the back door of your house and she's just in her underwear and she's just out on the ground and you don't go and see if she was maybe just assaulted or anything else crazy like that after hearing crying coming from that direction, like the whole thing is just a freaking huge self-preservation, disgusting glob of slop. The whole damn thing.
I don't know what her shirt is. I can just see her wearing underwear, and that was normal. Like, she was really comfortable with us. She would wear just underwear around the house, and that was fine.
Did you call out her name?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I did. I thought she was maybe just asleep, so I don't want to wake her up. And then I like ran down to bed.
See, what I really wish is that there was somebody out there that I knew that I could trust that didn't have an agenda. Or maybe I'll just have to pay a professional because I don't even know if I have another option at this point. There's a lot of loud noises and yelling and names being called out, you know, that you would think that maybe we could hear on that 1112 camera that we don't. Now, I know there's a lot of like ambient noise and it's also, you know, like 50 feet away, but considering that you do hear some things on it, I'm wondering how much it would cost to take that section and send it off to a professional who doesn't care what it's from. It's just a file name, you know, like a customer order, and get rid of all of that outside noise and really try to focus on, because you know how maybe my brain is overthinking the way that this works. Okay. Maybe I'm overthinking the way that this works. So the way that my mind is thinking, and I'm probably going to sound crazy here. I don't really give two shits. The way that my mind is thinking is you have a program, right? Whenever you're trying to clean up audio, and you know the location area of like the area that you're trying to get sound from, right? And if you know that the camera that's recording this sound is not on the objects, on the location in which you're trying to get the sound from, you know you have to maybe program and tweak what you're doing depending on direction, you know? So is there a way where if it gets cleaned up, it can be focused only on the back left of the sound? Like, can that be the actual focus of what's like, you know what I mean? Like, can that be picked out in a program to where it only focuses on that like area of sound? I don't know. That might be too much. That might be too much. That might be too much, but I really wonder if that's possible. Because then we can maybe, you know, I'm trying to see, like, can we actually hear her calling out people's names? Because she says she does. So we should be able to hear her screaming, like yelling out for Kaylee and yelling out for Xana. If somebody can go in and detail it and clean it up enough. But I think I'm going to have to find a third party company. I don't want no YouTuber. I don't want nobody that reaches out to me. I don't want anybody who knows who the hell I am and what this is. It needs to be some random schmandom that I find myself. I think I'm gonna. But see, that's not what I don't want the software. I want to hire someone and tell them very specifically what it is that I'm looking for was I don't want to tell them that I'm trying to listen for Kaylee, Xana. I don't want to say that. I want to tell them I need the focus to be on this area of sound in this file. Can you clear it up to where we don't hear Taylor Avenue? We hear King Road. We hear the house. Does that make sense? Right? It's directional, like directional. Thank you for the $2 though. But yeah, like I want something very specific with like somebody who really knows. Oh, we do have like several different branches of the college around here too. Plus down in Kerrville too. I wonder if they have audio down there at Schreiner. Maybe. I mean, that I just wouldn't know myself. I don't want to have to learn the program, Witchy, is what I mean. I don't want to have to take time out of everything I'm already doing to learn the program. I want to just be able to direct a professional who doesn't know anything about the case, who just does their job, and give them direction. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I'm going to look into that. I really want that. I want that because I feel like we should be able to hear it because right now, we're going off the police, not us really, the police are going off of a story of Dylan's that they can't prove. They can't prove she called out for Kaylee, that she called out for Xana. They can't prove anything that she's actually saying here. The only thing they have are text messages of her back and forth with Bethany, but again, we also have her lying, saying that she's the one who reached out first when that's not true. Bethany made the first phone call. That's why I've been asking for months now since we got the phone information. What would have been the story if Bethany wouldn't have called her and asked her if she heard a noise because she heard what sounded like a firecracker and saw a light? It's only then that Dylan tells Bethany something about seeing a guy in all black, blah, 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 whatever. So what would have been the story if Bethany would have never called Dylan? Because Dylan straight up tells Noons off the bat, I called Bethany. Then I called Bethany. She's making herself look like the first contact. And she kept it up this entire time, knowing damn well that it's not true. I just don't want anyone who knows this case to do it because I don't want someone to put in some voice that sounds like Dylan's yelling out the names because there's enough audio track out there to make that happen. You know what I mean? I don't want that possibility. Is that a YouTube channel though? Like I don't know if I want to do that. That's what I mean. Like I want it to be like as unbiased and as many degrees away from the YouTube and everything else as humanly possible. But I'll look into wave sciences. Thank you again for the 2, Witchy. I'll look into wave sciences and see. Thanks for the $4.99, Lady Di. I've never heard anyone ask Bethany if they could hear Dylan yelling people's names. Yeah, I don't understand that either. That's my point. Like they're going off of a story of Dylan's that we can't have physical proof of her yelling out names and all these other things because again, nothing starts until Bethany makes a call. So what would have been the story? I don't know. I just know that Dylan is full of shit.
She could hear me walking down, so she opened up the door, so I didn't have to wait for her to unlock it. And I just locked the door. And I was like, I don't remember what we talked about at all.
See, so she's saying Bethany heard me coming down, so she went ahead and already had the door unlocked and open when I got down to her. So she could hear Dylan coming down the stairs, but she couldn't hear all the fighting on Xana in Xana's room. All of the yelling out of the names and the table and all the other things. She didn't hear any of that. See how that doesn't make sense? So, and I don't remember at this moment in time what Bethany said. Honestly, I've been focusing so much on what Dylan has said because so much of it is wrong and a lie. And she goes back and forth that I haven't paid as much attention to Bethany. And that's not really fair in order to be able to make comparisons. So I'm going to have to take some time and really start like digging more into Bethany's information. But I know people are suspicious of both of them, but I don't know. I feel like Bethany's just I don't know. Bethany is just like she's just there kind of thing. I don't know what to freaking think. It's all Dylan in my mind. And Bethany is just there. Furniture. Sorta. I don't know.
I don't know if she does. I have
Oh.
no clue what we talked.
She has also posted a second Bob Ross painting video on her TikTok where she debuts 2 paintings that she has now drawn. I don't know what she's doing because I don't know if it's her. It could be AI for all I freaking know, honestly. I don't know. But there's only 2 videos and it's these Bob Ross paintings and the comments are turned off, but it's her name and it's her photo. I don't know. I don't know anymore, honestly, but it's there.
About, I just remember us being scared a little bit, but like we didn't think anything was wrong at all. We thought, okay, maybe someone's just passing through, like maybe we just like the house would make a lot of noises too, because I think it is an older house. And it's like I'd be at night hearing just like, you know, like the cracking noises when houses make when they're older.
Settling.
Yeah, that would happen quite often, and so we were kind of used to that, and we just didn't know. And she just said something about a light in her room, like a firecracker or a firework. I don't fully remember, and it just was kind of weird. I was like, what? I don't remember if I talked to her about the guy. I don't remember if I talked to her about what I saw or what I heard. I have no clue. I just remember like we fell asleep pretty fast in our bed. We didn't think anything was wrong at all.
And what I have to ask you, you were running at first, and at what point did you stop running?
I just don't understand. Why isn't the question here? You were just telling her that you were freaking out, that you were scared. You were just talking about seeing a man in a mask and wearing all black. What do you mean you didn't think anything was wrong and you just went to bed? Elaborate on that, please, because to a normal human, that doesn't make any sense, Dylan. How come that's not the rebuttal here? Like, this is crazily too babied. It's ridiculous.
And she heard you walk to her room. You said at first you were running, and you must have felt comfortable at some point.
Well, I guess I was running. So when I got out, I stopped and looked at Xana for a second. This is what I think happened. Then I ran down the stairs. I kept running. I don't think I was walking at all. I think I kept running until I got to her door.
So it's important that it's not what you think, it's what you know.
I don't know any of this. Okay. I don't know at all. This is all from what I think happened, because I don't know what is real and I'm just like, my mind's waking up. So I don't know at all.
So of the things we've been writing, are most of it what you believe and you remember happened, or you're thinking what happened?
This is all what I remember, but I don't know if anything of it is real. I don't know. I can't differentiate if anything is real or if anything is a dream. Or if it's just like imagination. I have no clue, and I've been trying to figure that out.
Never mind the fact too here, okay, that they've already made it clear, because she's already said it several times, that the police have already forensically downloaded her phone at this point. And notice how every single time she keeps trying to pretend like she was all the way asleep and was woken up by these noises after 4 o'clock. No one is asking her about the 351 contact being added to her phone. Not a single one of them in any of these interviews asked that question. How can you have been so hard asleep at 4:10, Dylan, if you were just awake 20 minutes before that, adding a contact to your phone? Please explain that, Dylan, because that doesn't make any sense. We know you added a contact and you were awake at 3:51. So when did you actually close your eyes? Because your window of being able to be in that REM cycle to where this actually matters is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. None of them asked that question.
Out like the past 2 days, like what is real? I don't know at all. That's what it's just like. It's frustrating because I'm just like, I want to know, and I keep thinking about it, but I can't tell the difference anymore. Like I don't know it's just all like mixing together, and there's pieces that just don't make sense. Everything of it just doesn't make sense. So none of this I can say I know for sure. None of it I can say I know for a fact that happened, because I don't.
But you know some things that are factual because you have a timestamp on your phone.
Yes, the stuff on my phone is factual.
And
everything else, no.
But you remember watching the movies.
I remember before everything, like from when me, Kaylee, Maddie, and Bethany in Kaylee's room, all of that beforehand, I remember that because I remember exactly that, like all of that. I remember. Again, like I don't remember what episode of the Vampire Diaries we were watching, but I know it was Vampire Diaries because I remember putting it on.
You don't remember got home. You don't know
Lakeland.
I don't remember. I think I went to bed before. I think I went to my room before she left. That I have no clue about. I don't know when she left. I don't know where she went. I don't know.
See, that's interesting too. For her to say in this that she went to her room to go to bed before Lakeland even left, but then she says that her and Lakeland had a whole conversation about like Dylan telling Lakeland that she could get a ride and Lakeland telling her that she's fine, that she could walk. So were you already asleep when Lakeland left and Lakeland was just like hanging out with Bethany because she left before Kaylee and Maddie got home? Because like, what? You went to bed before your friend left? Come on.
No, I think someone told me that she walked home. I don't know exactly who. I don't know when to her room. I don't know if she's on the couch. I have no clue at all.
So stupid.
That stuff I don't know about because I think I was in my room before that.
Do you think that you opening the door three times is part of what you're trying to piece together, or
Yeah.
it actually happened?
I think it's what I'm trying to piece together. I don't know for sure if it fully happened. Like, it's just.
But she also said earlier that the fourth time was her like running out, I guess, is what they're trying to say here too.
Like, I don't know if my mind's like making up stuff like at that moment when everything was happening. I don't know if my mind was trying to make stuff up so that I can remember it. Like, I just don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I don't know how to fully explain it, I guess.
Well, what's important for the detective sergeant and myself is that you're not telling us something that's not true.
Yeah, I know.
That's the most important thing here. The fact you can't remember, I understand that you're traumatized, but that you're not intentionally telling us
I know.
things. Okay,
But this is like, this is all stuff that
I cannot believe the way that they, again, I know we've listened to this 1,000 times, but the way that they're just babying her and saying every excuse that she can possibly use for why she's repeating, I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's a dream. I don't know if I remember right. I don't know what's actually happening. I was drunk. Obviously, I was drunk. Obviously, I was so intoxicated.
This is what I remember from that night. Again, it's something I don't know if it was real or what happened, but this is what I remembered. Some of it could be real, some of it could be not. I don't know. This is what I think I remembered.
So watching you, and I've done hundreds of interviews. And
yeah, I'm sure you have.
I believe you're recalling some things from memory. The dog barking isn't something you can make up. It's not.
The dog barking isn't something you can make up. So she can't be sitting there right in front of you and telling you a lie about hearing a dog barking. Her lying about hearing a dog is not something possible. We know she heard the dog, but for her to sit there and say that the dog barking is not something that you can just make up, that's a crazy statement. Because, yeah, it can be. Why would you put it that way? That's so strange.
Not something you feel. Either the dog was barking or the dog was not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the things we
because
hear
people
is
don't lie.
The things we think we saw.
Yeah.
What we hear is something awakened you. Some noise, and then you heard crying.
Yeah.
That you heard that.
Yes.
You're not filling something in. Something brought you out of sleep.
Yeah.
And it's probably what you're suggesting is that you heard somebody crying. You don't know if it was Kaylee. We're not sure because you don't know that, right?
Yeah.
So she just said that the crying coming down from the hallway is what she's trying to say woke Dylan up. That's not what she said. That's not what she said at all.
You know, somebody was crying. Was it a woman?
Yeah, it was a woman. I know that.
And were they saying anything?
No, they were just crying.
Was it unusual for your roommates to cry?
I mean, I feel like all this, like, I wouldn't cry in front of my friends. I'd cry in my room. I wouldn't really cry in front of my roommates. Like, we were comfortable enough, but if there's, like, my own situation going on, I wouldn't. I guess, I don't know.
What did the crying sound like?
Just, like...
Do you ever cry when you're frustrated?
Yeah.
Do you ever cry when you're hurt?
Yes.
Do you ever cry when you're scared?
Yeah, and I don't know which one it was. I don't know at all.
You just heard crying?
I just heard crying. I can't process what kind of crying it was.
So I have learned through interviews, and the detective sergeant knows this, and so there's what you hear is...
Robin is the word right there. That's the attorney.
It's not necessarily distorted, but what we see can be from trauma, right? But what we hear is distinct, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, this is 4 days in. Okay? 4 days in. They haven't been able to clear anyone. They have not been able to clear anyone. And for this woman to have been doing this job for so many years, the way that she's tiptoeing around this person who is a 5'10", able-bodied, strong, young female that didn't call 911 for 8 hours. And she's giving her every out she possibly can for why she's giving details that don't make sense. The same way that they are giving Jack Ducour some sort of weird out for the door code situation. Remember that part of the interview? Ridiculous, bro.
What I smell, that's unique. So what you heard is as important as what you saw to me.
Yeah.
We always ask this. Did you smell anything unusual?
No. Didn't smell anything.
Cologne, anything like that?
Nothing.
She answered the question before it was done being asked. Did you hear that? Listen how fast she answers that.
Distorted, but what we see can be from trauma, right? But what we hear is distinct, right?
Yeah.
What I heard, what I smell, that's unique. So what you heard is as important as what you saw to me.
Yeah.
We always ask this. Did you smell anything unusual?
No.
Did you smell anything? No, unusual. Before she even got to finish the question. What?
Didn't smell anything.
Cologne, anything like
Nothing.
that? Perfume?
Nothing.
What you thought you saw when you saw the figure in the hallway, 3 feet from you, you thought it was a male.
Yes.
And you thought he was holding something, but at the time, your view of it was it could have been a vacuum cleaner.
A mini vacuum. Yeah.
And what was around the person's waist?
I don't know. I don't think I looked at that. I just remember all black clothes.
Oh, I thought you said you saw a triangle. What was in the
No, that was from what he was holding.
Okay. So can you describe that again for me?
It was like cylinder like this, I guess like about that long, and then it went out and in like a triangle.
And how was it? How was the person?
I keep forgetting that I want to FOIA this damn picture. Because you know how she drew that mask? She draws a photo of this thing. So I'm going to put it on the list for today. Keep forgetting, but I'll do it today.
Person holding it.
I don't know. I have no clue. I can't remember that. I just remember seeing it, and I don't remember if he had one hand on it, two hands. I have no clue. I don't remember how he was holding it exactly.
Later, she says both hands.
Were there lights on in the hallway?
I don't know. I can't remember at all.
Okay, let's go back. Would there normally be lights on in the hallway? Do you leave the lights on for your roommates if they decide to stay out late out of consideration since they are your roommates? Do you leave any hallway lights on or anything? So,
I mean, for me, I like to leave a hallway light out there because it just makes me feel better. But I don't know if I did. I don't know if anyone else did. That's something I don't know.
Because you went to bed ahead of the other people.
Yeah, I don't know.
351.
Unusual for you guys to leave your lights on?
No, that would not be
90%
unusual
after
at all. I mean, Xana and Ethan like to turn them off, but like sometimes I would leave them on. We would go down and get food, and in the middle of the night leave the lights on. Like that was normal.
When I didn't ask this before. When was the last time you saw Xana?
At for
Sigma Chi party.
So that was when Ethan was trying to call his sister, wasn't answering. Xana was with I guess I have oh, that was not the same video. That like Xana was with him. And I just said, like, I don't know if I told him where I was going. I don't know if I told him when I was leaving. I just knew I was told at least yesterday if they wanted to go.
Yes,
Matt, I think you left there at 2 a.m.
No, that was before then.
What time? Can you give me a time frame?
I'm trying to figure that out.
And she was with you.
As she has her phone in her hands.
Yes. So I know for sure from this video I was at
Kennedy or Allie's.
The last video I have is of Xana holding a White Claw at 11:04. So in between that time, I'm gonna guess more towards the 12 side is when I went to.
So you have a video or a picture of Xana at 11:04 p.m.?
Yes.
So I don't know if they redo these later on in the interview, but I'll just say now. The video at Kennedy and Allie's at 12:49 doesn't work for when they're talking to Lakeland and she mentions already being in the second floor bathroom and taking a picture of Ethan's clothes on the floor at 12:53 a.m. So if you consider the time difference, that could be 11:49 p.m. So then the picture of Xana holding a White Claw could be 10:04 p.m., which would have been like right after I think Dylan would have gotten to the Sigma Chi party, like right afterwards. And you can't trust the damn timeline in that book because it has an additional hour in there. It's got things double time stamped because it's coming from two different sources, and one source is getting it from MPD and the other source is getting it from the Idaho State Police Lab, which is another time zone difference. And so there's a bunch of problems in there too. So it could be either or. Because she's already corrected it once, but I don't know if she's thinking right here to correct it.
Yes,
with
I
a
do.
White Claw.
Yes.
And then you're at 12:49.
For sure, yes. I have a video
Miss
of that.
Kennedy and
I could have
Ellie's.
been there before then. I don't know. This is what proof I do have.
That's what you've been using to piece some of this together.
Yes. I mean, I didn't fully look at my phone and stuff until my mom was like kind of asking me about that, and that's how I've been like trying to understand time zones. Timelines, I guess.
Can I ask?
So she didn't give, you heard what she just said. She didn't give two shits to go in there and try to figure out what was going on until her mother started asking her questions about the timeline. And then she started taking a look. What?
That's what you've been using to piece some of this together.
Yes. I mean, I didn't fully look at my phone and stuff until my mom was like kind of asking me about that, and that's how I've been like trying to understand time zones. Timelines, I guess.
Didn't give two shits till her mom started asking her questions. Wow. And she's got like what, $160-something thousand in that GoFundMe for someone who didn't give two shits to even bother to figure out what the hell had actually gone on till her mother started asking her questions.
Can I ask? It's not a judgment question. Right?
Yeah,
could be.
Did Xana and Ethan ever stay at Ethan's house?
No, I don't really know why. I think Ethan. I don't know why Ethan always just liked to be at our house, Xana.
Does he have roommates? Does he have roommates?
I don't know. All I know was that because of his grades, he wasn't allowed to live at. So he had to get an apartment. I've never been to his apartment. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know if Xana's ever been there. We just never like asked that. We didn't care. We liked having him there, so it was never like a question to us.
Yeah, it's not a judgment.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, did Xana ever go to?
All right, so somebody must be watching the channel. Somebody must be watching. I just got a response from the Moscow Police Department for the remainder of Jack Ducour's 11/15/2022 interview. Hold on, let me get it downloaded. See, they had to send it to me the old school way because it was submitted before they had the portal. So let me get it so I can open it. Right here. Jack Decor 11/15. We paid $86, see, back in frickin' May. And it takes them some weeks before they even tell you what the deposit is. So this shit's been going on for 2 months. We paid $86 back on May 28th. So today I'll call after the live and pay the additional $132.02 for the rest of the record. So since this is being done this way and I have to call them, that means that I should have the interview to go over tonight. Right? I just was saying that shit. That's why I'm telling you, they watch. That's why I said I could walk into the Moscow Police Department right now without saying a damn word, and they would know who the hell I was. There ain't no way. Ain't no freaking way, bro. All right, so then we will not be going over an expert report tonight. As long as we are able to get this today, which again, if they're giving me the amount, then there's no reason for them not to instantly be able to send it. So tonight we will have the 11/15/2022 interview that has never been released before. We have the reports. We got the 11/17 interview, which conveniently is the same day that Dylan's interview is that we're talking about right now, before we did the 11/15 portion, because in the 11/17 portion is where he admits to the 17-minute phone call knowledge, and that's where we heard all the stuff about him not really wanting Murphy, him telling Kaylee no, but then she got the dog anyway, and about is there audio? Worry in his voice when he was being told that there was a 17-minute phone call from that night. That's why we got the 17th one before we got this 15th one. Now, this 15th one is going to be where everything that we heard being said back to Jack Ducour in the 17th one is the timeline that Jack told the officer on the 15th. The way that the report for the interview on the 15th ends is that a whole bunch of information gets talked about, and then Jack takes a break and walks out to talk to his mom. And then as soon as that conversation is over, he ends it and says he doesn't want to speak to them again without an interview. I mean, without an attorney. So that's when 11/17 then takes over. And that is where we start what we've already heard. So this will be never before seen, never before heard interview information with Jack Ducour. I will call as soon as we are done with the live and pay it over the phone, since this is an old school one. Thanks for the $4.99, Kelly. Hey, Jules, check out recording enhancement experts in Houston. I sure will. I'd rather one that's, fairly close to be able to deal with anyway, because I have no problem going in and speaking to them like in person for what I want to, have done. So if it's somebody closer, that'd be great too. 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Labs. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and finish just whatever the transcript portion of this is. Let's see. I don't really think there's much left of this one. Let's go ahead and finish. And I'm going to keep looking at the transcript as this plays for anything that they put in here. I almost don't really know why they put so much of this interview in here for the bushy eyebrow thing, because she only mentions it like in passing for like 2 seconds. And all the rest of this has got nothing to do with that part. I mean, obviously they're trying to show that she's really inconsistent, but for it being attached so heavily, like at length for the bushy eyebrow stuff, is a little weird.
Go to Ethan's house.
I don't think so. I think not every single night she was at our house.
So this is an odd question. You just brought up something. He couldn't stay with his fraternity because of his grades, but we're not even through this semester yet.
So last semester, that's how they depend everything. So let's say you get like below that what you're supposed to get semester ago. That means that's like at the end of last year. Yes. That means for this semester, those are the rules you have to follow. Then if this semester you get better grades, then the next semester you'll be fine.
So he had to come into this semester in an apartment.
Yes.
It's not like he was there and they kicked him out.
No.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up, because maybe we can come back and talk some more. I know that Detective Sergeant Blaker has questions. I have some more questions, but don't let that wait. I can see the weight of like, I wish I could give them more.
Yeah.
What you're giving is important.
Yeah.
So when you went to bed, who was still in the house? When you went to bed at 3 o'clock, 3:10, but at 3:11, who was still in the house?
From what I know of Kaylee and Maddie coming home, those two.
Just Kaylee and Maddie? And
but I know Xana was home from what I saw. I don't know if Ethan was with her. I did not see Ethan. He could have been home with her. He could have not been. I don't know.
But when you went to bed, you said still in the house.
No. That was
See, so now they've caught her in some shit, okay? Because that's exactly what she just said. She literally just said a few minutes ago that she went to her bed to lay down before Lakeland even left. And that's why we stopped there and said all the things that we previously said. And now she's skipping, like she's getting caught up again.
Just Kaylee and Maddie? And
but I know Xana was home from what I saw. I don't know if Ethan was with her. I did not see Ethan. He could have been home with her. He could have not been. I don't know.
But when you went to bed, you said still in the house.
No. That was Are you talking about the first time I went to bed? Like early before all this happened?
Oh, I see. Yes, because they came home from the grub hut.
After left.
After Lake left, yeah. Because Lake said she didn't see the girls.
With you.
Yes, I know
about Bethany?
this one because I went after everything of all this. I went to bed with her in her bed.
At what time?
I don't know. I have no clue. Somewhere after, I would say 4:30 ish. I don't know how long all this happened. I tried to remember and I tried to give a time frame, but in reality, I don't know at all.
So at some point, we always ask this. At some point, you weren't perceiving a threat.
I never perceived a threat ever.
That's crazy.
Even,
I mean,
with the guy in the hallway.
I mean, yeah, it freaked me out, but it wasn't like in Moscow, like in a tiny town, you never have to worry about that. It's never like, oh, this is bad. Like it just isn't. I never thought about it. Like robbery never crossed my mind. Something happened to my friends never ever crossed my mind. Oh, like it just was like people come in and out of our house. Like that's how it is in Moscow when you live out of house. Like people come in and out all the time. Like because you know them, you know everyone in Moscow. It's so tiny. Like it's not weird.
Okay, so that's where it ends. There wasn't really a lot there. Again, I don't really know why they like put so much in here. That doesn't really have a lot to do with the bushy eyebrow thing on top of like labeling it as a bushy eyebrow thing. I don't know why they did that. But as you can see, this one ends right here. And then it starts on page 32 from this exhibit with more of the conversation with Aaron, which is, again, a child forensic interviewer with the FBI. And we don't have any audio for this. Now, I don't know if they would give us audio for this, considering now we do have the transcripts. I don't know if anyone's tried. I will sure try. I know, like, I'm writing it down probably for the 5th time in the past few weeks. But we will see. But that seems to be it. But just this small amount is so inconsistent. It's actually really crazy to me still. Again, like it doesn't matter how many times we've listened to this stuff. It is still so astounding to me. The like inconsistencies that they just continuously let her get away with. And they baby her saying that it's trauma. But it's not. Like it's really not, bro. Like you can't sit there and say 25,000 times that you just don't know for sure what was real or what was not. Why is no one pushing back on the fact that she was awake at 3:51? Who knows how long she was awake before 3:51? We don't know. Like she might have passed out for like a few minutes on the couch because it was like 1:30 something in the morning when Lakeland took that little picture. Or she was fake sleeping because we don't know what the context was around that little Snapchat photo that Lakeland sent at 1:33. It's just a picture of Dylan with her eyes closed on the couch and it says no. We don't know what the context was. They could have been getting asked a question about something and Dylan was fake sleeping to get out of going somewhere else or having somebody else come over. We don't know what that context was. So we don't really know if she was really asleep on the couch or not. We don't know. We have no idea. She's very inconsistent. And trauma or not, you don't go from saying you don't remember the person's eyebrows or the eyes or any of these other things, and the person was 3 feet away from you to, oh, you locked eyes as they were going out the backslider, and your story just completely keeps changing every single time you mention something. And again, no one's pushing back on the fact that she was up at 3:51, mere minutes before all of this apparently took place, and she's still pretending like she didn't hear Xana moving around, getting the DoorDash or any of the bullshit. You didn't hear the DoorDash getting dropped off, and you didn't hear Xana apparently going downstairs and getting the DoorDash and opening the door and closing the door and all the damn things. How did you not? Unless it didn't ever freaking happen. Like, there's so many pieces of her story that aren't there that should be there, and it has nothing to do with trauma. It really doesn't. Everyone's gone through some shit, okay? I've gone through shit. Lots of people have gone through shit. Yeah, people handle things all differently, but lies are the only things that consistently change. These are not inconsistencies like traumatic inconsistencies. You either went to your room before Lakeland left or you didn't. You either told her that she could get a ride or walk home and then you knew the decision and when she left, or you went to your room. It's not either way. No, there's way too many small things here that she's just constantly trying to pretend like she doesn't know about because she's being told by her attorney to say the things that she is saying, to constantly remind them that you were drinking, constantly remind them that you had to obviously been super intoxicated, constantly remind them that you were in such a deep sleep and woken up out of nowhere and, oh my God, my brain just wasn't functioning. Never mind the 3:51 contact. So unless somebody snuck into Dylan's phone and added a contact to her phone while she was passed out snoring and drooling on her pillow, why is nobody calling out those inconsistencies? This isn't trauma. She's lying. She's lying. It's just too much. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I am going to call Moscow right now. Thank you for joining, Stephanie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the $4.99, Amanda. Can we touch on the vape JD mentions in his earlier vid? He stated Kay said to come get his vape and follows up saying he didn't know how she got that. Well, she had a vape with her at the grub truck. We saw her with it at the grub truck. I don't know if maybe she took it from him at the corner club. I don't know how she got it. But he does, that's the text messages that they're claiming were being sent back and forth was something about the vape. But we also know that the vape and the phone were found under where her body was, sort of. So I'm pretty sure she either got it from him. She probably got it from him at the corner club. I don't think there's any other time where they saw each other. Let me think. So Jack's story is that she got into town on Friday, and I don't know what time, but in his interview from 11/17, he said that she wanted him to go ahead and come over. And I guess it's because of the dog. She had Murphy with her and just got back in the town, but he said he was working, so he couldn't go over there. So then nighttime came and he got off work and told her he could come over now. And she told him no, that it wasn't a good time for him to come over. So then he says he called her after the text message. So we don't know what the conversation was on the phone. All we know is that there was the formal on Friday and she was Dylan's guest or whatever to the formal, but we don't know what they were doing afterwards other than the fact that something happened on Friday, but we don't know if Kaylee had somebody with her, if Kaylee took off and went to somebody else's house. We don't know. We don't know what Kaylee was doing, really. We really don't. But then Jack said that the next day, basically at the same time that she was at the Whites, that's when the conversation about we have a dog together, blah, 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 the ones that Steve tried to say were taking place at nighttime. According to Jack's interview on the 17th, he said those messages were happening during the daytime, when Kaylee was over at the Whites for the party. So then they go to the corner club, and that's where I guess he sees her for the first time since she got back, because he doesn't mention going over to 11/22 at all before that. I don't recall him mentioning that in the interview whatsoever. I know he does say he was never invited to any of the parties. That means the entire time that she had lived there since summer, all the way to November, all of those months, anytime they would have a get together, a little party, no matter what, Jack was never invited for months. That's something important to listen to. That came out of his own face, okay? But I'm going to assume that maybe she took it from him from the corner club. Maybe she even had it before she left to go to be gone for the week. I don't know. That's the only details I can really think of when it comes to that. I don't know if the report says that they can see her on the corner club camera, getting the vape from him or not. But that's the only time that I can really think of that he would have seen her. Unless he says something else later tonight. Like I said, as soon as we get off of here, I'm going to call Moscow and I'm going to get the 11:15 interview. Thank you so much for the 2 JJPP. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Did they finally? So they must be doing something. They must be doing something then to try to get stuff out there. Yeah, well, it sounded like it was only an hour. I'm really just dang, y'all get dressed up and spend all this money to go out to these little formals and y'all don't even stick around for very long. Maybe it was 2 hours. It wasn't very long, that's for sure. But he did say all his plans were with her. But that's the whole reason why I'm I don't know why the Goncalveses keep acting the way they've been acting. Jack is telling us himself how strained their relationship actually was. Never being invited to a party the whole 4 months that Kaylee lived there. He only had Murphy with him up until Kaylee moved into 11/22, even though he didn't want the dog because she couldn't have the dog at the apartment. He was just doing her a favor. But by the time she moved into 11/22, they weren't together anymore. Jack wasn't being invited to things. She was doing her own thing. And again, she was trying to get back into talking with Mason Barstow and trying to get him to like hang out with her and do stuff with her that Saturday night, 12 hours before she passed away. I really just wonder if Jack only went to the corner club so he could keep an eye on Kaylee. Look how quickly he left after she left. And look, they got home within a minute of each other. That's just weird to me. Stalker ass dude. I bet you he was the one that was watching her in the trees and shit too. Nope. 16 months. Thank you for being a member for so long, Teresa. Thank you for being here. All right. I'm going to go off of here and call MPD and pay the remainder of the interview. I'll post the receipt as soon as I have it, and then I'll post the live. I'll post the live. It's 3 something. Hey, Rah. You've been here longer than 8 months? Yeah, I know. Hey, thank you for being here. 7:45 maybe. I don't know. Maybe not that late. I don't know. It just all depends. Just keep your eyes out. And yeah, I'll post the receipt once I have it. Thank you so much for being back in here. I appreciate you spending your time with me. And again, thank you so much for the super stickers and the super chats, the gifted memberships, and those that joined on their own. I very much appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being in here. I will see you guys in a bit. Oh, actually, I have a little, if you notice, I changed the intro a little bit and added some like extra stuff to it. And so I have a different little outro that I'm going to end up playing. It's pretty much the same thing, just with some additional information for the other channels and all the other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and end this now. This will be the first time that I play it. So see y'all.